Yo, Donald Trump just nuked Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer into oblivion, mocking their ridiculous threat to shut down the government unless illegals receive their Democrat-promised free taxpayer-funded healthcare with the most hilarious video you have ever seen. This absolute humiliation causes Hakeem Jeffries, Walmart Obama, to go on MSNBC and cry and beg Donald Trump for mercy, because he knows Trump isn't just beating them politically, he is beating them culturally, demoralizing the Democrats with every move and draining their very life force day by day. And this hilarious video from Donald Trump might be the most devastating blow to the Democrats' confidence yet. As always, like the video and subscribe to the channel, but we'll start with Donald Trump's hilarious video in response to his meeting with Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries.
Look, guys, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English, so they won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit, you know, at least for a while until they learn English and they realize they hate us too.
Please smash the like button if you love that video. This has caused an epic meltdown from Democrats all across the internet, forcing them into their knee-jerk reaction of calling everything racist, even though there was nothing racist about that video at all. Democrats dilute, change, or completely ignore the meaning of words when they lobby them as insults against people, but expect these insults to hold the significance of the original meaning. Racism is having contempt towards another person because of their skin color. Putting a sombrero and a mustache on Hakeem Jeffries while mariachi music is playing in the background is in no way hateful or prejudiced towards black people or Hispanic people for that matter. But Democrats still think it's 2022 and they can just scream racism and people will instantly crumble under their societal and institutional control. And that's exactly what Hakeem Jeffries does when he goes on MSNBC and reacts to Donald Trump posting this video. Take a look.
I'm not showing this video that Donald Trump put out about you and Chuck Schumer today, this fake video. People are going to see it. They'll see it in other ways. It's easy to find. But it is absolutely disgusting in every way. It is a lie. It's the man you met with has now lied about what you said after that meeting. Could you give us your reaction to that Trump posted video tonight?
It's a disgusting video, and we're going to continue to make clear bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault on all the things: Medicaid, Medicare, the Affordable Care Act. Republicans are closing our hospitals, nursing homes, and community-based health clinics, and have effectively shut down medical research in the United States of America.
Fake Walter Cronkite didn't want to play the video because even he knew that his audience would find it hilarious. If I told someone I don't like you because of your skin color, that would be bigotry. If I said this particular group of people are less than me, that might be bigotry. Dressing Hakeem Jeffries up in a sombrero and a big mustache because their allegiance is clearly towards illegal immigrants isn't bigotry, it's simply mocking you. And then he continues to lie and fearmonger about all the scary things the Republicans are doing because he falsely assumes the American people see him as credible. They call Trump a fascist even though the big beautiful bill was passed by Congress and signed into law by the president, exactly how the creation of new laws is outlined in the Constitution. If Trump was a fascist or a dictator, the prospect of the government shutting down would be non-existent. He would just keep it open through unilateral decree. But the Democrats are trying to stifle and undermine the will of the people by holding the government hostage unless the Republicans essentially overturn everything that was in the big beautiful bill. But Hakeem Jeffries attempts to clap back at Donald Trump's amazing video with a dull and lifeless post of his own, and of course the MSNBC host has no problem showing this.
I see, as you've been speaking on social media just after I started this program tonight, that you posted on social media something that's real. You simply, apparently in replying to Donald Trump, you posted what's up on the screen now, simply saying this is real. And there's Donald Trump with his arm around the guy who said he was Donald Trump's best friend for 10 years, a trafficker and children, Jeffrey Epstein. Is that going to be your full reply to Donald Trump on the fake video he put out about you and caricaturing you in that video?
Yeah, Leader Schumer and I will have more to say about this issue. But again, this is all designed to be a malignant distraction from people who are determined to continue to rip health care away from the American people. And Democrats are resolved to stand up for it. They are lying about what we're asking to do. We've made clear that federal law currently prohibits undocumented immigrants from receiving comprehensive health care paid for by federal American tax dollars. And no one is asking to change that law.
So this is the talking point the Democrats are running with. It's against federal law for illegal immigrants to receive benefits. Yeah, just like it's against federal law for illegal immigrants to break into the country, yet they still do it. Not to mention when you categorize millions of illegal immigrants as asylum seekers, then they conveniently do have access to free healthcare. Not to mention most of these illegal immigrants flood to sanctuary states that in fact do provide state benefits to illegals against federal law and then get reimbursed by the federal government. And then there's the rampant Social Security fraud and identity theft that allows illegals to claim benefits that way. And Hakeem Jeffries knows this. Did you guys see the story of the superintendent of the Des Moines, Iowa County School Board, who was an illegal immigrant with a deportation order from the Biden administration, a previous weapons charge, yet he had a fake Social Security number, was registered as a Democrat in Maryland, and all of this was ignored, and he was hired as the superintendent for the largest school board in Iowa. So miss me with the "it's illegal so it's not happening" argument. In fact, here's Chuck Schumer in 1996 complaining about the rampant fraud being used by illegal immigrants to claim federal benefits.
This is an anti-fraud amendment. Over where we go, people say, well, why can't you stop illegal immigrants or others from coming here? And the number one answer we give our constituents is when they come here, they can get jobs, get benefits against the law because of fraud. And here, the gentleman from Florida has put together the most effective anti-fraud measure we can find without it changing the actions of the government one bit.
Clips keep resurfacing of Bill Clinton, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi in the 90s and early 2000s, talking about their policy positions on tariffs, on illegal immigration, on cutting welfare, and it sounds indistinguishable from the current MAGA agenda. Late 90s Democrats would be considered by today's standards far-right Nazi extremists. They used to fight incredibly hard against illegal immigration because they claimed it was exploited by businesses to hire cheap third-world slave labor and undercut American wages. But now the party's moved so far to the left and adopted the radical belief that borders are a racist social construct, that securing the border, deporting illegal immigrants within the country, and stopping them from receiving free taxpayer benefits is now a crime against humanity. But the Democrats have put themselves in a lose-lose scenario, where if they vote to keep the government open, their base is furious that they're capitulating to Donald Trump. And if they vote to shut the government down, then Donald Trump has unilateral authority to decide what stays open and who gets fired. But it looks like they're going to go the route of the government shutdown to try and send a message to their base that they're willing to fight and stand up against Donald Trump. Because as this dismal CNN poll shows, the Democrat Party thinks their leadership is incredibly weak right now. Watch.
How one party you see in the numbers is facing more pressure than the others, and that's the Democrats. Why?
Why is it that the Democrats, in my mind, are facing more pressure, those Democratic leaders? And that is because their base thinks that their party leaders are weak. Look at this. Democrats on who has strong leaders. Look at this. 54% say neither party, 54% of Democrats say neither party has strong leaders. Among Republicans, 80% of their base thinks Republicans have strong leaders. Yet among Democrats, just get this, just 35% of Democrats say their party has strong leaders. When you add together this 54% with this 11%, we're talking about 2/3 of Democrats who say neither party or Republicans have stronger leaders, as compared to just 35% who say their own parties have strong leaders. As I said at the top, weak is how Democrats view their leaders in Washington.
The Democrat base is tired of being steamrolled and embarrassed by Donald Trump. The party is completely reactionary to Donald Trump and has to pick the opposite side of what he does, no matter how good or positive it might be. They have absolutely no leverage and no political power, and their best move would be to work with Donald Trump in some capacity and be somewhat productive. But because they have firmly positioned themselves as the anti-Donald Trump party, their base only wants them to oppose and to resist, despite them not being able to oppose or resist in any meaningful way. The reason the Democrats see their leadership as weak is because the Democrats spent the last decade systematically cleansing their entire party of any people who would have strong leadership skills. They called it toxic masculinity and demonized anybody with those characteristics into exile. They praised docile, passive, timid, effeminate men and uplifted loud, obnoxious, aggressive women like Jasmine Crockett. And now the party has no one who can drag them out of this pit of abyss. In fact, they keep sinking into it further. And they're not even trying to make any strategic or tactical moves. It's all performative, meaningless nonsense. The last thing I'm going to show you is this radical Democrat influencer saying what the Democrat Party needs to do is not work with the Trump administration to try to at least get some of what they want passed. They just need to not vote for anything at all. That's a winning strategy.
What tools does the minority party have to use to push back?
It's a great question. And when I was mocking Schumer and Jeffries yesterday, Matt Iglesias was like, what else do you want them to do other than win the midterms? Well, there's a few things you could say here. Obviously, they don't control the Senate or the House. Obviously, we know that. But we do know that when Republicans don't control the Senate and the House, they do find multiple ways to jam up the system. There is ways for minority party to be much more aggressive. For a start, stop voting for things. Stop voting for everything. Stop this bullshit bipartisanship. This has to end. You've got even my friends over at the Pod Save universe saying, stop all this. Like, you don't vote to fund a government that is rounding up American citizens, right? That is putting troops on the streets. This idea that, oh, if they just fiddle with the bill here and there, we can do a deal and fund the government. Stop voting for things. Be obstructionist, be negative, be cynical. That's for a start, just in terms of what you can do.
Be negative, be cynical. That's the entire problem with the Democrat Party. They're not offering anything hopeful or optimistic or positive. It's just doom and gloom and sadness and misery. Nobody is interested in participating in that. Nobody wants to be stuck in a perpetual state of depression as their political identity. Basically, what he's saying is, despite the Democrats losing the election, losing both houses of Congress, they need to ignore the democratic will of the people and obstruct anything unless the Democrats get everything they want. Americans voted for mass deportations, but he's saying no. We can't support anything that allows deportations to continue. Americans voted for illegals to stop receiving taxpayer-funded welfare, but he's saying no, we can't vote to allow that to happen. What he's saying is whether the Democrats win elections or they lose elections, the Democrats are entitled to what they want and they aren't willing to compromise. This is not the foundation of a productive political party. Most Americans want their government to get things done for them, not engage in a losing ideological battle with the president. And it would be different if they actually had some tools or strategies to meaningfully oppose Donald Trump, but they don't. So either path they take will end in failure. But guys like that, well-to-do pundits, don't care about actual regular people who will be negatively affected by a government shutdown. He only cares that Donald Trump is slightly inconvenienced. But as I said before, he really won't be, because he'll be able to keep the government open and run it as he sees fit. And at that point can keep the government shutdown going as long as he wants. I'm continuously amazed at how willing the Democrat Party is to completely embarrass themselves. Engage in losing effort after losing effort instead of doing anything to gain some momentum going into 2026, where they might be able to gain a little bit of legislative power. But instead, they're walking into Donald Trump's office with a laundry list of demands that he's not going to accept, making themselves look like fools instead of competent politicians, and then getting absolutely humiliated by Donald Trump on social media. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on those notification bells so you never miss a video. And I will see you guys in the next one.